get into some things. One of the things I learned with my martial arts teacher is that when he came from China, he was going left, right, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And he was doing the dishes. We couldn't get a job in the States, and this is Sam Tam. And he would get jobs at the restaurants to do dishes. But he was like this martial artist, but he just couldn't get paid. So instead of complaining, he started to do martial arts when he was doing the dishes, right? Because he had to make money, because he had to provide for his wife. So he said that he would clean the dish and then rinse the dish and put it into the dishwasher. And then he would come back and rinse the dish. And then he would wipe the dish. And this, over time, he said, and I quote from Sam Tam, he said, "That's how I got my softness." What does the softness mean? You guys have the softness because I've been training you since you were 2 years old. But most people, it takes 20 to 40 years to get the softness. And in many, many cases, they don't get it. So the softness comes from gathering the chi, pushing the person with no effort, right? You see on YouTube the martial artists that are perfect, these beautiful, graceful women. Then you see the martial artists that are these hardcore, martial artists. This is hard form. It's not superior. And so, first of all, when you go on YouTube looking for these guys, you have to know that 80% of them can't do what you do because you've been trained since you were 2. Internal martial arts. So hard martial arts is like karate and all the other ones, and at the top you get a black belt and all this stuff, but then from there you get taught the internal martial arts. But you guys learn the internal martial arts from the beginning. It's a responsibility. I wish somebody had taught me, so that's why I taught you. So now you guys understand. Another thing that my teacher said is there's one principle, 1,000 forms. What does that mean? So when Cyrus was doing the capoeira, I said, put the chi in the right, put the chi in the left, put the chi in the right. And then they called him, he was so good at the capoeira, they called him the little wolf, or the wolf. So this is because they could feel something was different about Sai. What was it? It was the force, right? Now, when they were doing capoeira in the 1800s, when it first started coming out, and they hid the chi inside the dances. The dances became the internal martial arts. So when you do the flamenco with the fans, right? This is all Tai Chi. They hid the Chi inside of the dances. The same thing with the ballerinas. You'd have the first position, which is what? First position is holding the ball, First, second, third, fourth, on and on. This is ballerina. Now, they forgot they had to train the artists and the martial artists, and eventually people forgot. Same thing with Hawaiian dance. You go to Hawaii, hala, luala, hala, luala, right? What do you think they're doing? They're doing the chi. They're doing chi dance. Now, the Americans came in, the Western world came in and said, oh, look at all these beautiful ladies. And they're doing all this hula dancing. They're hula dancing, honey. Okay, so this was a way to preserve their culture so that the chi stayed inside. Now, over the years, these dances have become empty. That means there's no chi inside of them. The teaching was forgotten. And this is what I learned from my teacher, is that one principle, a million forms. That means if you are able to feel the chi and transmit the chi and wield the chi and push the chi, then guess what? You can put it in any form. So when you're doing your workouts, and you have your weights at the gym, you can do the chi by moving the chi left and right. Right? Everything at that point becomes a martial art. And this is the hardest thing about all of this is the brain forgets, the brain wants to take over. And once you know the chi, and you start trusting the chi, then you can get the softness. So again, Samten was doing the dishes, left and right, wet the dish, dry the dish, wet the dish, dry the dish, wash the dish, dry the dish. And this created that softness that he is famous for, in the sense that there is only one chi, and the chi is moving through the body. It can move to the left side when you move this way. It can move 6%, or it can move 100%. So your job as a martial artist, it could be standing in line at school, or it could be standing in line at the bank. And I've done this before. I did it at the DMV, where I started doing the standing, and it was packed. There was like hundreds of people around me, and I didn't want people to bump up against me, and I was just wanted to keep my space. So I started to put my energy into the earth and started to push up against the energy field, and started to hold my space, and started to gather enough energy to kind of make it my space. And what do you think happened? The people that were standing right next to me just moved away a little bit. And all of a sudden, there was like people crowding everywhere, but there was space around me, like 3 feet all the way around me. That's the power of the chi. That's the softness. Nobody got offended. I didn't have to push anybody. I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to do anything. The chi did it for me. So this is what I mean by the softness. It is the softness that pushes somebody off. So, like, have you ever touched a child's hands and the grip is really, really tight? A little baby, and they hold on, you're like, oh, and they won't let go of your finger. That's the chi. The chi is so strong, and it travels through the body. Your job as a martial artist is to make sure that when you're doing any kind of form, whether it's karate, lifting weights, or washing the dishes, or cleaning your room. You clean your room, you move over here, you take that, you go over here, you put it over here in the shelf, you take that, you pick up the pillowcase, you put it on your bed, you take the cover, you put it over, This way, you're always doing the internal martial art and you're training. Why? Because it's going to make you stronger. Most people can't feel the chi. The ones that can feel the chi can't maneuver the chi. And the ones that can feel it and can maneuver it can't always get to 100%. 100%. Now, 100%. Sam Tam could do 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. This is not only important and very pivotal to learn, but when I went to go see Sam Tam and he was doing the backward stance, I knew he was going 100 and 100. Why? Because I was standing right next to him, sitting down, and I could feel my inside of my stomach go whoop, whoop, whoop. I felt it like as if there was a ball with sand turning from one to the next. You know, it was like I could feel his chi. I don't know, because I could feel the Shen. And also because Sam Tam has the transmission, and I was able to have the transmission. So I know what it feels like. I'm not 100 and 100. You know, sometimes if I practice a lot, I've been able to push the ball up against my back and then crack my back. So I've been able to hold my standing for, you know, like 10, 20 minutes, and then I push up against my back, and then my back goes pop, 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 pop. You know, I can push up against it and align my spine. That's when I'm doing my practice every day, and sometimes I can't do any of that because I haven't been practicing or I've been lazy. So that's why I'm giving you pointers. You know, when you're doing your everyday routines of cleaning the dishes or cleaning your room, you can incorporate the martial art in there so that it's just two forms, one principle. And then when you do your standing or you're doing your 8, you know, you're not doing the full form. You don't have to do the full form. It's in the form, you know. You can start to do the form, the opening, and there's a video of me doing the entire form so you could learn it, and I can teach you little by little, which I'm doing. This right here, the form, has been traveled for thousands of years. So the chi is in the form. You know, the form is in the chi. But they do the form so they can learn how to do the 100. Right now, I'm at 40, 50, 60, 40, try to get it up 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, before it falls apart. And so here we go again, try to get it all up. You can put your foot up. So you could go up all the way, up all the way, up all the way. This is Tai Chi walking. There's 100 million ways to do the Tai Chi walking, but there's 100 ways to do dishes. My teacher said one principle, then you can have all the ways that you want. But if you don't know how to move your chi to the left and to the right, 100, then you won't be able to push people off. So when you guys go back on that foot and you push forward and I go flying, that is substantial, right? It's insubstantial, substantial. Insubstantial is hidden, it's yielding. Substantial, something's hitting you in the face and you don't know what it is. It's substantial. And that's why Qi and internal martial arts, what Sam Tam said, that's why it works. It's repeatable. And because it's repeatable, it's a science. And because it's a science, it's respected throughout the world. People don't understand it. It's difficult to get. It's not impossible to get. It took me 20 years to get. It took you guys 14, 15 years to get. Because as children, you absorb it differently. Like, you don't have to undo. Like my other teacher, he had to undo all his hard martial arts training and then relearn the softness. So you guys learned the softness, and now you can start to develop it. So when you're doing your dishes or you're cleaning your room, just do it. Even when you're walking. Sam Tam said that he does it when he walks. 1, 2, 3. Tai Chi walking isn't just slow. You can actually go really fast and still do it. And this is something that they taught me too. You can go fast on the sides of your foot. So if I'm walking normal, I can go fast. But if I'm walking on the sides of my feet, it's faster. But you can still do the Tai Chi when you're walking, whether it's slow or fast. So you're walking in the city, walking in the park, walking around, you can do it. So these are some of the things that helped me get the Qi enough so that I can push people. And my teacher said, unless you can push them, they're not going to listen to you, right? So you guys can push me now. So I'm listening to you because I know that you guys know it. Now refine it so that it doesn't escape you. You can control it. The Qi doesn't control you. You control the Qi. And when it comes to thoughts, worry, when it comes to being confused, when it comes to not knowing what to do with girls and life and all that, put your thoughts in your Dantun. Because remember, where thoughts go, energy goes, right? So be careful what you're manifesting. Be careful where you go, where you put your energy, your sacred Qi. Be careful of the movies you watch, the people that you interact with, the food that you eat. You don't want to be so pure that you can't hang in the real world. But you also don't want to be spending your energy on things that don't have, there's no comeback. There's no, it's a bad investment. And Qi is an investment in yourself. So don't waste your Qi on stupid activities. Everybody's going to want that Qi. So guard it, protect it, and then it'll start to protect you. Okay? That is the lesson for the day. Bye.